Hello everyone! Welcome to the first part of my 5 video series on the Urza Lord High Artificer Primer. And without ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Urza, Lord High Artificer. Now, when he first got spoiled in Modern Horizons, I was thrilled. Oh my gosh, I really wanted to play this guy. And the reason why is threefold. And the first reason I wanted to play him was because he was in my favorite color, blue. Second reason why I wanted to play him was because he is an iconic character in Magic's history. In fact, there are sets named after him. Urza Saga. So, with that, Urza is definitely a prominent character in Magic history. A third reason I wanted to play him is because he is pro artifacts. And artifacts are considered to be one of my favorite archetypes in the game. And so he provides support for that. He provides support in blue. And he's an iconic character. Those are all the reasons why I found him to be amazing. And so with that, let's go ahead and read what he does. Urza Lord High Artificer is a legendary human artificer costing a double blue and 2 generic. Now, when Urza Lord High Artificer enters the battlefield, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token, which reads, this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. That ability is not bad at all. In fact, there are ways to use that ability and possibly generate value off of that ability long term. But this would be considered maybe his worst ability of all the abilities. So let's go ahead and read his second ability. This is where things get exciting. So Urza's second ability reads, tap an untapped artifact you control. Add blue. Wow, that amazing ability. That ability, with a few lines of text, takes away Mono Blue's weakness, ramp. Mono Blue, in all of Magic history, has been known to struggle with ramping. Besides white, blue was known to struggle with ramp. And so, having this ability stapled onto Urza makes Urza one of the best commanders out there, if not the best commander out there. You have a color that's strong with card draw, but it is weak with starting out and generating mana. Urza fixes that problem, which makes Urza easily one of the best commanders for mono blue out there. But wait, there's more. Let's go ahead and read the third ability, right? For 5 generic, you get to shuffle your library, then exile the top card. Until end of turn, you may play that card without paying its mana cost. That is an amazing ability. In fact, I can think of a few cards that share this ability, but it's in one card. Now, with that, we can see that Urza Lord High Artificer is probably the best mono blue commander in existence to date. Being a 1/4, Urza is resilient to a lot of removal in competitive cEDH. Urza also has a defender in the form of a construct that also serves as a multi-purpose and can tap for mana as well. It can also be a blocker. See, Urza alone generates a lot of advantage. And so we can see that first ability, if you have about 8, 9, even 6 artifacts on the board, you already have a decent sized construct token that can attack. The thing is that construct token is also an artifact, and that artifact can tap for mana when Urza's on the board. The other thing too is when you don't have enough cards, you can generate mana in order to shuffle your library and gain card advantage, which is one of the things I really love about this commander. He's so versatile. The artwork is amazing. His lore is amazing. Everything about this card is amazing. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and talk about reasons why you would want to play him and reasons why you would not want to play him. Okay?
Reasons to play Urza as the commander. There are a few reasons why you would want to play Urza as a commander. However, I do believe these reasons to be very compelling to playing this commander. And the main reason why you would want to play this commander is because of that second ability that allows you to tap any artifact you control for mana. That ability single-handedly makes every single artifact in your deck that much better. Being able to tap a static ability artifact for blue makes that artifact even more valuable. So when we're looking at cards like Pithing Needle, when we're looking at cards like Ensnaring Bridge, we're looking at these abilities and artifacts that are very powerful. However, they cannot do anything besides that static ability. Well, in Urza, they can also tap for mana. That additional mana could be used for a counter spell. It can be used to activate an activated ability that you normally wouldn't be able to pay for. So a card that I like to reference when talking about Urza is Sensei's Divining Top. Now, if you scroll your mouse over to a purple highlighted card name on Moxfield, you'd see that you can actually look at the card and read the text. And so with Sensei's Top here has two abilities. In Urza, Sensei's Top has three. The first ability on this card allows you to look at the top three cards of your library and arrange it in any order you want. And that ability allows you to fix your draws. The second ability that Sensei's Top has is to be able to draw the top card of your library. The third ability, in Urza, allows you to tap Sensei's Top for mana. Now what that does is it unlocks a different line of play. Being able to tap a Sensei's Top for a Dispel or any form of 1-mana counterspell enables you to disrupt your opponents where they wouldn't have thought. When they wouldn't have thought it was possible. And because it unlocks that kind of play, Urza gives a power boost to all your artifacts because it does that thing to all your artifacts. And so with that, Sensei's Top's one thing. Rings of Brightheart. Let's talk about that. A lot of people don't like running the Rings of Brightheart and Basalt Monolith combo because it's very mana intensive. Well, in Urza, it only really costs 4 generic to activate as opposed to 5. I'm going to be talking more about that the Rings of Brightheart and Basalt Monolith combo in my other video on strategy, on the strategy portion of the primer. We'll talk about that then. But Rings of Brightheart can tap for mana in addition to responding to an activated ability. So you could essentially control this Rings of Brightheart because when you tap your artifacts for mana, you're activating an ability. See? Whenever you play an activated ability, Rings of Brightheart reads. If it is not a mana ability, you may pay 2. Okay, well, never mind. Tapping mana is a mana ability, so you wouldn't necessarily be able to. But still, Rings of Brightheart is still a very powerful card in this deck because it can also tap for mana in addition to that ability to copy activated abilities. Okay. This deck is for you if you like an interactive deck. If you love playing decks with a lot of counterspells, you love interacting with your opponents, you love saying no. If you like no, this is the deck for you. One of the reasons why this deck would be for you too is because this deck plays stacks. Stacks is another way it's a play style that says tax your enemies in order to gain an advantage. If you love that playstyle, this deck is for you. In fact, there are 2 notable cards you want to consider when running an Urza deck, and one of them would be Winter Orb, and another would be Static Orb. We're going to be talking more about these cards in the next chapter of the series. But for now, we're going to be talking about whatever few reasons we can about wanting to run Urza. Urza is a win-conless deck, and so in order to win, you need to figure out multiple lines of play. If you like this playstyle is definitely for you. If you like constructing a win-conless deck, this deck is for you. Urza doesn't necessarily have to be built this way, but the primer that I built for Urza right now is geared toward that kind of playstyle. Another reason why you would want to run Urza is because of that third ability, which allows you to basically play any spell for free. Well, no, you'd still have to pay 5 mana, but you can cheat a lot of cards that are more expensive than 5 mana with that ability. This deck does not do that. But if you wanted to build a deck that does that, Urza is definitely the deck for you. There's not a lot of decks that can do what Urza does. If you love playing a volatile playstyle, with different lines of play, like I mentioned earlier, definitely for you, play this deck. If you like the limitation of playing a single color, and you like everything that I have said up till now, definitely consider playing Urza. Now we're gonna go into the reasons why you should not play Urza. Biggest reason why you would not play Urza is because you want to play multiple colors. You want to play a lot of the best cards in Magic through different colors. In my opinion, blue is the best color in Magic. I'm pretty sure that's a lot of people's opinions as well. But I digress. The reason why you would not want to play Urza is because you don't like that you don't like that limitation. A big reason why you would not want to play Urza is also because you don't like playing the control game. This is a control adaptive deck. You can play fast, but you can't always play fast. Sometimes with this deck, the best way to go about winning is to play a slower game, which means you want to play a control game. And if you want to play a control game where you're trying to identify key threats all the time, this is not the deck for you. You do not want to play this deck, especially if you believe that the best win con is the simplest win con, and the best win con is the one-trick pony style of win con. If you believe the one-trick pony style win con is the best win con, this is probably not going to be the deck for you. If you want to play that kind of play style, I suggest you look somewhere else. But this particular Urza build does not play like that. Of course, you can build Urza to work in that way, but this particular adaptive control style of Urza will not play like that. Okay. Patience is not a virtue. Again, patience kind of goes in hand with control. If you want to play the control game, you gotta be patient. If you can't handle the control game, you're most likely not patient. And therefore, this is not going to be the deck for you. The last few reasons I put here are primarily my meta reasons and may not always be true for you. Just because you play Urza in your table doesn't necessarily mean you will be the big target on the table. However, it's very likely that you could be, depending on when you watch this. If you don't like being hated out by hard artifact hate, this is also not a deck for you. This deck is very artifact centric, and if you like playing artifacts and you don't like seeing them destroyed, if you can't handle that, if you cannot handle the pressure, do not play this deck. I am telling you that is what's gonna happen in a lot of games if they have artifact hate in their arsenal. Back to the multicolored versus monocolored reason why you would not want to play Urza. You simply cannot play cards like Demonic Consultation. You can't play cards like Tainted Pact. You can't play Red Elemental Blast because you're in blue. You cannot play Demonic Tutor. You can't play white cards. You can't play green cards. You can't play black cards. And you especially cannot play red cards. Because of all those reasons, and if those reasons are going to hinder you from playing Urza, maybe Urza's not going to be the deck for you right now. Okay. So today I have covered a few pointers with Urza. I have covered the reason I love playing Urza and why I love Urza as a card. I have covered what Urza does, his abilities. I have covered the reasons why you would want to play him and some of the value that you can attain from playing Urza. I have also covered the reasons why you would not want to play Urza. So possible reasons like, you wanted to play more colors in Magic. You wanted to play more. You wanted to play a deck with a little more diversity. I covered those in this video. Well, I hope the video was helpful to all of you. And if you have any recommendations or suggestions, please feel free to message me on Moxfield, and also feel free to message me and on the comments down below. Alright, YouTube. Okay, everyone. I will see you all next time.